Thomas Hobbes was an English philosopher, and is considered to be one of the founders of modern political philosophy. He is well known for his works on political philosophy, particularly Leviathan and De Cive, which are seen as cornerstones of modern political thought. Leviathan, a philosophical work published in 1651, that outlines the structure of a civil society and the role of authority in providing security and stability. In the book, Hobbes sets out his doctrine of the foundation of states and legitimate governments and creating an objective science of morality. Much of the book is occupied with demonstrating the necessity of a strong central authority to avoid the evil of discord and civil war. Hobbes expounds an influential formulation of social contract theory. Beginning from a mechanistic understanding of human beings and their passions, Hobbes postulates what life would be like without government, a condition which he calls the state of nature. In that state, each person would have a right, or license, to everything in the world. This, Hobbes argues, would lead to a war of all against all, bellum omnium contra omnes. The description contains what has been called one of the best-known passages in English philosophy, which describes the natural state humankind would be in, were it not for political community. In such condition, there is no place for industry, because the fruit thereof is uncertain, and consequently no culture of the earth, no navigation, nor use of the commodities that may be imported by sea, no commodious building, no instruments of moving and removing such things as require much force, no knowledge of the face of the earth, no account of time, no arts, no letters, no society, and which is worst of all, continual fear, and danger of violent death, and the life of man, solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. In such states, people fear death and lack both the things necessary to commodious living, and the hope of being able to obtain them. So, in order to avoid it, people accede to a social contract and establish a civil society. According to Hobbes, society is a population and a sovereign authority, to whom all individuals in that society cede some right for the sake of protection. Power exercised by this authority cannot be resisted, because the protector's sovereign power derives from individuals surrendering their own sovereign power for protection. Hobbes argues that sovereign power should be strong, centralized with absolute power, that is capable of enforcing laws, and punishing those who break them. There is no doctrine of separation of powers in Hobbes's discussion. According to Hobbes, the sovereign must control civil, military, judicial and ecclesiastical powers, even the words. This book, Leviathan, is divided into 4 parts: of man, of commonwealth, of a Christian commonwealth, and of the kingdom of darkness. In the first part, Hobbes declares his views on human nature, arguing that humans are driven by self-interest, and that they are naturally in competition with one another. In the second part, Hobbes outlines his views on the structure of a civil society, arguing that a strong, centralized government is necessary to provide security and stability. In the third part, Hobbes discusses a Christian commonwealth, arguing that the only way to ensure peace and security is to create a sovereign power that is capable of enforcing laws and punishing those who break them. In the fourth part, Hobbes takes up the account on the kingdom of darkness, states that humans are naturally in competition with one another, and that the only way to ensure peace and security is to create a strong, centralized government with absolute power. Besides the opinions in Leviathan, Hobbes also expounds the views on the relationship between human nature and the state, emphasizing that human beings are naturally selfish and therefore must accept some form of government so as to prevent chaos. Additionally, Hobbes advocates a kind of materialism where all aspects of life were determined by physical laws and forces. All in all, Hobbes' works are seen as the foundation of modern political philosophy.